Tesla just dropped Q2 numbers that caught everyone off guard. Deliveries jumped 25% compared to the same period last year. That's staggering. But here's what got lost in the headlines. This growth happened at a scale where most manufacturers would say it's impossible. We are talking hundreds of thousands of vehicles in a single quarter, and Tesla managed to pump out a quarter more than 12 months prior. Why should you care? Because what Tesla does in manufacturing optimization ripples across the entire tech industry. Their supply chain management, factory automation, and AI-driven quality control are things every other carmaker studies and tries to copy. If Tesla keeps accelerating while competitors struggle to keep up, that's going to reshape which companies survive the EV wars of the next decade. The deliveries number might sound like a simple quarterly stat, but it's actually a window into something way bigger: how AI and automation are fundamentally changing production on a planetary scale. This is manufacturing in the artificial intelligence era. It's the result of obsessive optimization paired with serious computational power. And here's where the real story starts. Tesla didn't just build more cars. They engineered systems that make building cars faster, smarter, and cheaper. And those systems are running in the background, completely invisible to most people. This is what manufacturing looks like when you take it seriously. The electric vehicle market transformed dramatically over 5 years, from a niche experiment into a genuine battleground where every major automaker is fighting for survival. Tesla ignited this revolution, but they're no longer alone. Volkswagen, Ford, General Motors, BMW, and Chinese makers like BYD are all pouring billions into EV production. The competition has never been fiercer. Now, a 25% jump in quarterly deliveries would normally be celebrated as a massive win. But context is everything. Tesla's been building electric vehicles longer than anyone else, so they've already constructed massive factories, supply networks, and production systems. For them to accelerate at 25% isn't just about demand, it's about scaling an operation that's already enormous to the next level. It's like asking a cargo ship to go faster. Theoretically possible, practically difficult. What makes this quarter particularly interesting is the timing. The EV market is cooling slightly in some regions, demand patterns are shifting, consumer preferences are changing, yet Tesla still managed to accelerate. That's not luck. That's systematic optimization working across the entire operation. It's the result of years spent tweaking production lines, automating every possible process, and using AI to predict demand and manage inventory perfectly. This growth number signals something important to competitors. Tesla isn't just maintaining its edge, it's widening it. So what's actually fueling this 25% acceleration? 3 major factors are working together. First, Tesla's Berlin and Austin factories have finally hit their stride. Both plants took longer to reach full production capacity than expected, but they're now operating at peak efficiency. When you unlock 2 massive manufacturing complexes that you built from scratch, output jumps significantly. These facilities aren't small. Each can produce millions of vehicles annually once fully optimized. Second, demand remained resilient even as certain markets cooled. In China specifically, Tesla's strategic pricing and new model variations kept buyers interested. They didn't coast on brand momentum, they actively managed demand through data-driven pricing decisions and product mix optimization. That's operational sophistication most companies can't pull off. Third, and this is crucial, their automation and efficiency gains are compounding. Every vehicle Tesla builds teaches their systems something new about production. They're constantly feeding real-world data back into manufacturing systems, tweaking processes, reducing defects, and accelerating assembly. It's a feedback loop where each quarter's improvements make next quarter's targets more achievable. The 25% growth isn't a single breakthrough. It's relentless, systematic optimization happening simultaneously across every part of the operation, from supplier logistics to assembly line robotics to quality control algorithms. This is how you grow at scale. Let's get concrete. Picture Tesla's Fremont factory. They've been running it for years, so they know every bottleneck. Now imagine their Berlin facility starting up. Same proven playbook, but built from scratch with current automation standards. No legacy equipment, no outdated processes, just clean, modern, AI-optimized manufacturing from day one. That facility alone can produce hundreds of thousands of vehicles annually. Multiply that across multiple sites worldwide, and you start to see how they hit 25% growth. Here's another example: supply chain optimization. Tesla works directly with suppliers and uses AI to predict component shortages weeks in advance. Most manufacturers react to supply problems. Tesla anticipates them. That means their production lines never stop waiting for parts. While competitors lose days or weeks to supply hiccups, Tesla keeps assembling vehicles. Then there's the assembly line itself. Tesla's factories use more robotics than traditional automakers, and they use AI to constantly optimize robotic workflows. A robot arm that takes 30 seconds to weld today, the system analyzes how to do it in 25 seconds by tomorrow. Multiply that small improvement across thousands of operations per vehicle, and you're suddenly producing way more output with the same equipment. Quality control operates the same way. AI vision systems inspect every vehicle. Defects get caught immediately. Problems propagate back to the line instantly. The feedback loop accelerates improvement at a pace human inspection can't match. That's systematic efficiency at every level. So how does Tesla's 25% growth compare to competitors? It's a stark contrast. General Motors reported increasing EV production, but their growth rate is single digits. Volkswagen's ramping up, but they are hampered by managing both traditional and electric platforms simultaneously. Traditional automakers are trying to evolve. Tesla's operating in a completely different efficiency tier. Ford's pushing electric vehicles, but they are retrofitting legacy factories designed for traditional cars. Completely different cost structure, completely different manufacturing complexity. When you're trying to produce electric and gasoline vehicles from the same facilities, you're fighting physics. Meanwhile, Chinese EV makers like BYD are growing aggressively, but they're operating at lower price points with different technology. Tesla's growth is happening at higher price points and higher margins. Growing 25% while maintaining profitability is harder than growing with razor-thin margins. BMW, Mercedes, and Audi are all moving into EVs, but they're encumbered by established dealer networks, legacy supply chains, and corporate structures designed for a different era. Tesla was born for this environment. They have no legacy constraints, no dealer networks slowing decision-making, no decades of equipment to work around. The real comparison isn't just deliveries, it's profit per vehicle, manufacturing cost per unit, and capital efficiency. Those metrics show Tesla's 25% growth is qualitatively different from competitors' growth. This isn't just selling more, it's building more profitably while innovating faster. That's the competitive reality. Here's what this growth means for the industry and for you. First implication: profitability in electric vehicles becomes concentrated among the efficient. Companies that master AI-driven manufacturing dominate. Companies that don't will struggle on price while maintaining profit margins. That favors Tesla significantly. Over the next 5 years, expect major consolidation where only efficient producers survive. Second implication: this proves AI and automation aren't hypothetical future tech. They're reshaping economics today. Traditional manufacturers have to invest billions just catching up to systems Tesla built years ago. By the time competitors match Tesla's current automation, Tesla moves to the next level. Third implication: this is the future of all manufacturing. What Tesla does with vehicles will happen in consumer electronics, appliances, and industrial equipment. Every industry eventually operates this way. Early adopters win, resistors get disrupted. Fourth, consumer prices fall. As automation drives manufacturing costs down, competition forces savings to customers. The EV revolution accelerates because electric vehicles become genuinely cheaper to produce and cheaper to buy. Fifth, the job market transforms. Manufacturing doesn't disappear, it evolves. You need fewer assembly line workers and more engineers, data scientists, automation specialists. The skills that matter change dramatically. Tesla's 25% growth isn't just a quarterly win. It's a signal about how the entire economy is restructuring. To really understand what Tesla achieved, you need to grasp why manufacturing at this scale is so difficult. Building cars is easy. Building millions of cars profitably is hard. Building millions of cars while increasing quality and cutting costs simultaneously is extraordinarily hard. Think about it this way. If you increase production by 25%, you typically expect problems. Supply chain bottlenecks appear. Quality dips. Costs increase because you're rushing. Defects spike because speed and precision usually trade off. Yet Tesla delivered more vehicles, maintained profitability, and kept quality intact. That's the achievement. How? Through systems thinking. Manufacturing isn't a single process, it's hundreds of interconnected processes. Tesla doesn't optimize one bottleneck. They optimize the entire system. They use data from every vehicle to improve every process. That feedback mechanism is continuous and relentless. Here's what most companies miss. Scaling isn't about building bigger facilities. It's about engineering the systems that make facilities more efficient. Tesla invested in automation infrastructure, the robots, the AI vision systems, the predictive algorithms, the data pipelines. Those systems let them produce more without proportionally increasing headcount. This is how manufacturing works in the AI era. You don't hire more workers to produce more vehicles. You optimize the intelligence embedded in production systems. You let data feedback loops improve processes faster than human oversight ever could. That's the real innovation happening inside Tesla's factories. Here's what matters about Tesla's 25% growth. It's not just a win for one company. It's evidence that manufacturing is undergoing a fundamental transformation. The companies that adapt to AI-driven optimization win big. The ones that don't get left behind. For you, this matters in multiple ways. If you work in manufacturing, your industry is changing fast. Companies optimizing with AI will demand different skills. If you're thinking about EV investments, watch manufacturing efficiency. It's become the competitive moat that matters most. If you work in tech, recognize that the hardware-software boundary is collapsing. Manufacturing is becoming computational. Broadly, Tesla's growth is a case study in how artificial intelligence amplifies competitive advantages. You can't copy speed of innovation once AI optimization sets in. Each quarter Tesla builds more efficiently than the last. Competitors will never catch up because the gap widens every quarter. The 25% growth proves the strategy works. Watch for other companies to attempt similar playbooks. Most will fail because it requires building from scratch, not retrofitting legacy operations. But the ones that succeed will reshape their industries. Tesla's Q2 numbers aren't just about cars. They're about the future of everything that gets manufactured. The best time to understand these changes is when they are just beginning, and this is just beginning. Follow for daily AI news to stay ahead of these transformations.